In the past week, at least 2 men have been arrested for sexually assaulting women out on Colorado trails. Right now, police are on the hunt for a third person and encouraging people to always be mindful of their surroundings. And if you're anything like me, you like to get outside, whether that be on hikes or events or just checking out the city's nightlife. And unfortunately, some people you may encounter will not have the best intentions. So it's important to learn how to defend yourself, especially as women. This morning, we welcome personal safety expert Rachel Mahloch joining us this morning to help us do exactly that. Rachel, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me on, Erica.
Of course. So you have many degrees in different expertises of karate. You've got a lot on your resume, and I'm so happy to have you in this morning to talk to us about this because it's a scary situation that we're having to deal with on something as simple as going out on a hiking trail. So talk to us a little bit about your background with self-defense.
Right, so my background, I have black belts. I have a second-degree black belt in a Japanese jiu-jitsu-based system that incorporated things like Aikido, Muay Thai, MMA, and I also have a third-degree black belt in Shaolin American Kempo, currently training BJJ, Muay Thai, boxing, and Taekwondo.
You are so incredible. And I have a first degree in Kempo, so Rachel and I have been just kind of catching up. I was lucky. My father said, I have 2 daughters. I want to put you guys in karate. I want you to know how to defend yourself, but not everyone, has that. We're going to talk about Bob here in a minute, which stands for what, Rachel?
Body opponent bag.
Body opponent bag. We're going to be beating on Bob a little bit here in a few minutes. But, what are some of the things you're hearing when people are coming to you looking to get some self-defense, looking to learn a little bit on how to protect themselves?
Right. So people come to me normally because they feel vulnerable and they have a generalized fear. They don't know exactly what that might be, but a generalized fear about, walking around in the world basically right now, and especially hiking trails. I live in Boulder, so we're always out on the trail. We're always, encountering something different and interesting. A mountain lion is a predator, so we have a predator about now. So, they come to me to help assuage their fears of vulnerability, really.
Yeah, and we were actually just talking, you said with going back to school and college campuses, there is an uptick in assaults happening on campus as well. So it's timely with that, not just what's been happening on our trails.
Right. Statistically, between August and November, there is an uptick, not just at, in Colorado, everywhere. At universities all over the country, there is an uptick in sexual assault during that time. I don't know why, but I assume that it's because we're new, we're excited, we're doing all the things that we love to do, and our awareness. Key number 1, your awareness, self and situational awareness. Our awareness is down, right? And we're more trusting of people. We let more people into our, circle of trust, and that may be not the best decision in the moment. So.
Okay, there are 4 key things we want people to walk away with today. So kind of run down the breakdown of what we can walk away with and maybe feel a little bit safer, today and throughout our lives.
Your first line of defense, awareness, self and situational awareness, and trusting your gut. If your gut tells you that something's wrong, something's wrong. You need to, make another decision. Okay, breathing and staying calm. That is critical, because if you can't breathe and stay calm, you don't make the decisions you need to make in the moment. Your brain gets foggy, right? Communication skills. If you do see it and you are aware of it, you need to be able to de-escalate or get out of that situation. And so communication skills and boundary setting skills in the case of universities is critical. Okay, very crisp, get away from me, get back, don't touch, all these very short demands we can make. And then have a plan. Learn defense skills. Because if A, B, and C doesn't work, we need to implement D, and that will be, Bob will help us with that.
Bob comes in. So let's go ahead and have Rachel demo a couple of those things that are fairly simple that we can do, and you even brought a prop. We'll bring that out in a moment. So let's go. You go ahead and show us, Rach.
Thing number 1 is the strike to the groin. That can be an opener. Sometimes it escalates the situation, but it's our opener, right? We just need to kick in that groin area. It's really simple. We have hammer fists to the eyes, orbital bone, temple, jaw, chin, bridge of the nose, collarbone, also groin, elbow. We have elbows, right? And
you also had a throat move in the self-defense class that I got to be a little bit of a part of last week.
Throat pokes and eye gouges, it's self-defense, right? So we can, there's biting, there's throat pokes, right? To create distance. We want to create distance from the offender, okay? Throat pokes, eye gouges. If you need to.
Quick and simple
Yeah.
to get out of that situation. And really quickly, grab your phone. This is one more thing. We all have our cell phones in our hands at all times, right? That can also be something, a tool to defend yourself.
Correct. Your cell phone, I showed this hammer fist, right? We're carrying our cell phones. If you feel like you're in a bad situation, you're in level yellow, you're scanning for threats. If you see a threat that you can't avoid and you get close proximity, rather than anything else that you might drop or lose or have used against you, your phone, same targets, orbital bone, jaw, chin, temple, collarbone, groin from behind. Any of these things, it's a very hard surface, so it hurts.
Rachel, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. I so appreciate that. We have to head to break, and we'll see you guys on the other side.